I hope you can hear me in the back. It's great to be here. I am from the government. I am here to help, so let's get that out of the way. Okay, so basically, this is a big deal. I'm so glad to see so many people here because it looks like another house. It's not. Everything's changing. The consumer experience living in homes is about to completely flip, and it's only going to be possible because leaders like High Performance Homes are going to step up and provide a completely new way of building homes. So what I'd like to do, just in the short time I have, is explain basically what is a zero energy ready house, because let's be clear about what it is. And then I want to explain why every single player in housing, from top to bottom, if they acted in their own self-interest, would only make one choice. If you're buying a house, you would only buy a zero energy ready house. If you built a house, you'd only build a zero energy ready house. If you're a lender, you provide all sorts of incentives for an energy-ready house. If you're a community or a locality, you would want to do what you could, no-cost programs, to get more builders building these homes. As a nation, the benefits are huge. So first, let's start with what this is so we have that baseline. Then I'd like to talk to you why everyone in their self-interest would choose this kind of performance. So what is a zero energy-ready house? Well, the first thing we do is we take the enclosure, all the roofs, walls, foundations, and we take it to the next level. The best experts in the nation have told us the greatest solutions for building an enclosure that blankets us in warmth and comfort like we have not experienced. And so we start with that, and we don't just build it to the code, we go to the future codes. And that's a big deal. Secondly, once we have a really good enclosure, windows, insulation, and air sealing, then we put really optimized comfort system inside that house. So the heating cooling system is not just doing heating and cooling, it's also doing relative humidity control. It's engineered to work. You wouldn't believe how broken the heating cooling industry is in this country. It's basically it's been developed to deliver the lowest cost solution. There's no resources to train the crews. We don't hold them accountable with testing, diagnostics. They're not even required to engineer the system. So it is working for the house that it's going to go into. So you actually have an engineered comfort system in this house, unlike probably 90+% of the homes that are constructed. So now we have a great blanket around us. We have a great comfort system. Then we put in a comprehensive set of advanced technologies throughout the house. And this one you'll see induction cooktops and energy efficient appliances and lighting. All that further takes the load down of the house, the energy load, to about 50% less than a code home. So we've gone halfway down from the code just with all the enclosure in heating, cooling, and components inside the house. And now the rest of the way can go to zero with a solar system. And to make that solar system able to be put on the house anytime the homeowner would want, we make the house ready for solar with simple, no-cost, low-cost details. So anytime in the future you want to go the rest of the way down to zero or close to zero, you can. Then, on top of that, what we do is put a comprehensive package of indoor air quality improvements in the home, because all homes today need that. We need fresh air, we need filtration systems that actually work, and we need to basically use materials that stop introducing so many chemicals and contaminants in the air we breathe. So we do all that, and that's a zero energy ready home. What part of those things I just told you would you not want yourselves in any house that you would buy? So let's look at how everyone in their self-interest would choose that package of improvements. Well, first of all, the homeowner, it's crazy what happens. Can you imagine buying a house today knowing in 3-4 years it's illegal to build that house? It's obsolete and no longer something by law that you're allowed to build. Why would every homeowner not want a house built to the next code that's on the books, knowing that's where the industry will be in 3 or 4 years? Even an Energy Star qualified home is built to the 2009 code by minimum requirements of that program. So even that house is illegal to build in 3 or 4 years. We take it and we optimize the enclosure to the next code or above. And so what you know is you have like a 2020 model car here in 2015, a 2020 model house today. Every home buyer would want that experience of knowing they bought something, the largest purchase of a lifetime, and it won't be obsolete in 3 or 4 years. Then on top of that, they get to live in an amazing amount of comfort like they've never had. What happens when you do all those improvements we talked about, for the first time you get control of all the surface temperatures in the house. The windows are warmer in winter, cooler in summer, all the surfaces around you, and surface temperatures are more than 40% of your comfort perception inside a space. And then you have all this engineered comfort delivery happening, every room, floor by floor, room by room. And then you have, therefore, a whole different experience with comfort all the time, year-round. Then you have a health experience. Unlike most homes, you get all the health recommendations by the best authority on how to protect the health of you and your family, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. All their recommendations are in this house. Now, if you get like an Energy Star house, you get about half those recommendations. And if you buy an existing home, you may get hardly any. And would most consumers want to have all the recommendations to protect the health of their families, half or hardly any? I can't tell you how many times I've heard in presentations like this, homeowners who've moved into the developments from zero energy ready home builders, that they're able to throw away their inhalers within a few months of moving into those homes. Amazing different experience living in the house health-wise. And then on top of that, they have this amazing experience that every month they get a utility bill that's a fraction of what they've been spending. They might have been spending $200, $300, $400, $500 a month. Now it's like $20, $30, $40 a month, sometimes zero or negative if there's a solar system at the beginning. That's crazy. That's an amazing amount of buying power, in fact, to really add other improvements to the home. And the whole package, all those improvements, health, comfort, durability, better living experience, costs less the day they move in. Because a house like this could cost $20,000, $25,000 more for the improvements, not counting the solar, and the extra cost on the mortgage would be less than the monthly energy savings. In other words, it's paying you to live in all this excellence. So a consumer acting in their own interest would buy a better house for lower cost. I have confidence that's what they would do. They just need the information and the understanding about how it works when you buy a house. This is not your grandfather's Oldsmobile. This is a completely different kind of house that's being built. Now let's look at the builder. Why would the builder do this in their best interest? Well, one, they're going to have a customer who's completely satisfied. And they, as a builder, have so much less risk. Because of the advanced details, there's complete protection from moisture. They have better equipment throughout the house. Their customer is going to have a lot less issues. And we hear this over and over, how builders have a lot less customer service expenses. In fact, some of the builders we work with get rid of the customer service department and turn it into the consumer experience department, just to help the buyers use their house to best advantage. So it's incredible how much in the interest it is for the builder. Plus, they get to sell more house per sale. Now, then look at the interest of the lenders. Would you want to be vested and have a loan in a home that's going to stand the test of time, be ready for where the market will be a decade or more into the future, or buy a house that will be obsolete, and a house that will have more comfort issues, and a house that may have more moisture issues? This is such incredible risk reduction for the lender. They have to eventually charge less interest rate because that's their business. It's risk-based business, and if there's less risk, there should be lower costs for the loan. Now, of course, our systems are so old, they don't know what to do with this kind of advanced technology solution. So we pay the same interest for this house, but we shouldn't. So the lenders, though, eventually will have to figure out in their own interest, these are the kind of homes they want to be invested in. And then on the community side, they have homeowners in your community who have tremendously more disposable income. Over a course of a 30-year mortgage, it may be $100,000 or more lower cost of ownership. And those citizens living in the community in these kinds of homes have more disposable money to spend, they're more satisfied with their homes, and they pay more taxes. And the tax revenue is not trivial when it aggregates for thousands and thousands of homes. And as a nation, in our interest to promote this, why is DOE involved? It's because the numbers are amazing what happens. In fact, if we grow the way we expect to 30% of the market, that's like $1/3 $1 trillion of energy savings for consumers, so that's going to help the economy. It's about 1 million+ job years of work that cannot be outsourced to other countries because it takes more work and it takes more materials to build these kinds of homes. And lastly, it's an amazing amount of improvements to the air quality because these homes require so much less energy. Maybe 0 or maybe 10 or 20 or 30% of the energy we normally use. That means we need less power plants operating and less pollution from the power plants, less energy used on site. What a better air quality solution for the nation. So everyone's interests are met. So the big question is, why isn't everyone doing it? Well, It takes leadership like High Performance Homes because it's different. And different is hard in the housing industry. Finding contractors that know what to do, finding new sources of materials and supplies and equipment that you need to meet the specification requirements. So it sounds easy, but it's not. And when you see a leader position like High Performance Homes build this kind of home, you need to understand, like I said at the very beginning, this is a big deal. Without this leadership, it just will not happen. Too many people have to do things different, and we don't like different in housing. So I'm so glad you're here because this is an important event. This whole subdivision construction for High Performance Homes will meet Zero Energy Ready homes. You wind up getting a lot of other labels in the process. EPA's Indoor Air Plus, EPA's Energy Star Qualified Homes, our label. It's an amazing array of validation that this is a home built to a better level of performance. So thank you so much for coming. This is I'm so glad to see so many people. I hope when you walk through this house and you see a house that looks like any other house you might see at a glance, there's a lot going on behind the walls you can't see. There's a lot going on in the details that were used to build this house, in how the carpets were specified, and how the paints were specified. Even the board products behind this wall have low formaldehyde emissions, or hardly or no emissions, because they're carefully selected. Everything is done even with things you won't even recognize with the water system. When you turn on the hot water in a bedroom, it's going to be there in a very near quick time, and you wind up not wasting 3,000 to 5,000 gallons of water going down the drain every year just waiting for hot water. That is like, there's no benefit there. So there's a lot of details that are hidden you'll have to learn about. They're exciting. Housing is getting better. And I thank so much High Performance Homes for inviting me here today to share this with you. And hopefully we tell this story to more and more consumers so they look for this kind of label. Thank you so much.